Hey man, pitches be crazy, and so do frequencies. Fortunately, Autotune has just released the world's first pitch tracking dynamic EQ. Let's check it out, man. What's up, audio engineers, producers, and artists? I'm Wavy Wayne from WavyWayne.com. This YouTube channel is all about helping you to record and mix better and faster. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Autotune Vocal EQ. This new plugin has all of the standard features that we'd expect from an EQ, but it has a whole lot more. Let's check it out. All right, so first let's just go over the standard features that any EQ would have and see how we can implement them we're using the Autotune Vocal EQ. The dope thing about this is that if you are already subscribed to Autotune Unlimited, then you'll have access to this immediately. All you got to do is download the latest Autotune Unlimited to get this installed, all right? So when you open up the Autotune Vocal EQ, you will notice that it does look a lot like a regular EQ. We have multiple bands that we could affect, right? Within each band, we can choose the frequency, which is one of the fundamental things that we want to do with an EQ, is kind of choose which frequency we want to affect. And then once we find that frequency, we can choose to boost or cut it.
Should take your breath away, but I get lost.
And then we also have the Q control, which helps us to decide how much of the surrounding frequencies within that selected band we are affecting.
Should take your breath away, but I get lost for days. I can't.
We also have our high pass filters and low pass filters. Typically, when I'm going to start off EQing a vocal, I would start off by activating my high pass filter to get rid of any low end rumble. So let's start there.
Take your breath away, but I get
I'll typically
lost
go
for
past the
days.
point to where it sounds
Can't
unnatural
find the words to say.
and then back it up.
But you're the one I wanna hold. You're my shelter.
We have all types of octaves we can go with, from 6, 12, 18 to even 24 to really cut down on those low frequencies. I'm gonna just go with a 12.
Should take your breath away, but I get lost for days. I can't find the words to say.
All right. Now, what I'll also notice here is that in this vocal, it's a little bit muddy. So I probably want to actually attenuate some of this low mid range. One thing, I could just go and grab any one of these bands, 1 through 6 here, and pull that down.
Should take your breath away, but I get lost for days. I can't.
Also adjust the Q.
Should take your breath away, but I get lost for days. I can't find the words to say.
Right. Now, typically, I would just kind of start off by finding those problem areas and maybe notching them out kind of, or attenuating them a little bit like I just did. But we also can take this and use the dynamic EQ section. So just once I find this frequency,
take your breath away, but
I can set a threshold, and anytime that this frequency range exceeds that threshold, then the compression will start to kick in, ultimately attenuating that range a little bit more. So it's really giving me a lot of flexibility within this one plugin before I even open up anything else.
Should take your breath away, but I get lost for days. I can't find.
Now with the range, it actually works as an expander or compressor. So if I go to a positive range, that could give me some expansion in that area, or if I go to a negative range, that will compress that area.
Should take your breath away, but I get lost for days. I can't find the words to say.
All right, now that's kind of where I'll start off. This vocal could seem a little bit brighter, right? So of course we have a high band that I could go to. I could just jump to my high frequency band, but they also have this very cool air band, which is new. Typically I'll use another plugin to add some air to my vocals. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know which plugin would I typically go to for my air that I'm adding. But let's see how the Autotune Vocal EQ air band actually works.
Should take your breath away, but I get lost for days.
And we can go all the way up to 40K with this air band to really get those upper harmonics and make this vocal shine.
Should take your breath away, but I get lost for days. I can't find the words to say.
Now, if your vocal is a little bit unbalanced or whatever it is that you're EQing, because obviously this is a vocal EQ because of some of the special features, but you can use this on anything. They also have this dope little tilt control. Watch how this works and listen to this.
Should take your breath away. With you, I get lost for days.
If you notice that as I'm
Can't
tilting,
find
the
words.
adjustments that I made are all staying in place still.
Should take your breath away. With you, I get lost for days.
I like
Can't
that.
find the words to say.
All right, give me a little tilt, maybe too much air now that I've tilted it, huh?
Should take your breath away. With you, I get lost for days. Can't find the words to say.
Awesome, awesome. Now you can also solo and mute each one of these bands, which I think is really cool. So if I had an area that I really needed to focus in on, especially if I'm using any of the dynamic EQ features within this plugin, I could solo it out and really focus in.
Should take your breath away. With you, I get lost for days. Can't find the words to say. Should take your breath away. With you, I get lost for days. Can't find the words to say. Should take your breath away.
Nice.
With you, I get lost for days. Can't find the words to say.
Oh man, that's feeling really good. Let's explore some of the other features of this Autotune vocal EQ. So if you choose any of the bands 1 through 6, you'll notice that there's this little track button right here. And what this is going to do is actually allow pitch tracking. So you see this keyboard at the top, so while the vocal is playing, we can see the frequency range where our fundamental is, right? So I'm going to go to my second band here, and I'm going to enable the track. And what you'll notice is that when I enable that, instead of the frequency range being determined by frequency, or the band that I'm affected being determined by frequency, it's actually now determined by harmonics. And if I boost this up to go up to higher harmonics, you'll notice that that band ultimately moves. So I'm going to start at my fundamental frequency here and just go ahead and track that. And you will notice that as that fundamental frequency moves a little bit and slides up and down the frequency spectrum, the plugin, the vocal EQ, the adjustment that I did to that range is kind of following her vocal.
Should take your breath away. With you, I get lost.
This is going to give me so much more control over this vocal.
Find the words to say.
And then even my compression still stays intact, and I can turn it off if I wanted to.
Should take your breath away. With you, I get lost for days. Can't find the
right. So I could also then go up to another band and maybe get, if I go to my third band 3 here, I can switch that to a higher harmonic and allow this plugin to do the work for me and keeping that upper harmonic frequency under control.
Should take your breath away. With you, I get lost for days. Can't find the words to say.
We even have a dry wet control.
You're the one.
Especially when we're doing some of this dynamic processing, we may want to introduce or keep some of the original dry, unprocessed vocal into the signal, and we can do that with the dry wet control.
Should take your breath away. With you, I get lost for days. Can't find the words to say.
And then we got our gain control over here.
You're the one I wanna hold. You're my shelter from the cold. I feel it inside. I can take on the world. I'm so confident.
All right, and I feel like I need to
Should take your breath away.
maybe widen this band up a little bit.
Should take your breath away. With you, I get lost for days. Can't find the words to say. But you're the one I wanna hold.
Another dope feature that I really love is the spectrum analyzer. You're seeing it, it just makes it so much easier to visualize where problem frequencies or areas that you might want to address. You just visualize right where they are. But you can change this. You can have the spectrum analyzer be pre-fader, pre-EQ, post your EQ changes, or you can turn it off altogether.
Should take your breath away. With you, I get lost for days. Can't find the words to say. But you're the one I wanna hold. You're my shelter from the cold. I feel it inside. I can take on the world. I'm so confident.
And that's a look at the new Autotune vocal EQ. I'm Wavy Wayne from WavyWayne.com. What do you think of this EQ? Man, it's giving me so much that I love and expect from other EQs, but it's already included in my Autotune Unlimited bundle. So I think I'm gonna be putting this on the track. And it's giving me a feature that I just don't have on any other EQ that I have. This pitch tracking is mwah. I love it. So man, Autotune, great job. I'm gonna be having fun with this. I'm excited to really hear what y'all think down in the comments. Do you think that this is something that you're gonna be adding to your workflow? Is this EQ gonna replace your favorite EQ? Let me know down in the comments. I'm Wavy Wayne from WavyWayne.com. Be dope.